In this video, I'll be going over how to divide up your search terms into various different ad groups based on their specific purpose. So the purposes that we've laid out here are essentially generic, so they're used by the entire industry that you are currently creating ads for. There are branded keywords, so obviously keywords that are branded specifically for your business. Then you have a subset of that, which is competitor branded, which is just keywords that are branded for your competitors, and then also location keywords. And so the way to break those down is essentially showing you what keywords fall into each of those categories. So right here, we have skydiving prices, and tandem parachute. Those are going to fall into our more generic category. Branded would be something more like Chattanooga skydiving. So that's the name of the business that we are promoting. So anything related to Chattanooga skydiving prices, Chattanooga skydiving company, those would all be keywords specifically related to the business that we are promoting. Then competitor keywords would be keywords related to their competitors, obviously. So a quick way to show that is via Google search. So as you can see here, Music City Skydiving is the brand. Obviously, Music City is also a location, but in this case, Music City Skydiving would fall under the brand category. And then we also have, that would fall under the brand, more specifically competitor brand. And then we also have location keywords. So that would be something like skydive in Tennessee. So any keyword that has a specific location in it is going to fall into the location ad group. And then the way we split the location ones up is based on the variety of locations. So in this example, we are targeting Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. So all of the keywords with cities in Tennessee and the word Tennessee would go in one ad group. All the keywords with cities like Atlanta and with the state name Georgia would fall into a ad group all around Georgia. And there would also be keywords for everything related to Alabama. So in this case, we would have 7 different ad groups that we could try out. We would have an ad group for Georgia, an ad group for Tennessee. We would have an ad group for Alabama. Then we would have an ad group for their competitors. Then we would have an ad group for their brand. And then we would have another ad group for their just generic keywords. And I apologize, that's actually 6. Bad at math. But anyways, moving on. So once we have identified the ad groups that we can potentially create out of the keywords that we have, in this case, I'm not showing the keywords that we would actually be using. We will just be showing you a very small subset. So as you can see here, we've got our 6 different ad groups that we would be going after. And essentially what you're going to want to do is determine the number of ad groups based on the budget that you have to work with and the estimated cost per click of the keywords you're going after. So in this example, we're going to use an average cost per click of say $1, and we're going to say that they have a budget of approximately $15. So given that information, we typically want at least 4-ish clicks per ad group per day in order to get enough data to our campaign in order for it to optimize. Anything less, and then we're really just we're forcing it, and we're splitting up the money too much, and we can go more. Obviously, the more money flowing into an ad group, the better we're able to optimize it. But typically, we use a minimum around 4 or 5 clicks, and then obviously we want to try to split it up and make our ads as precise as possible. And the way we go about doing that is the first thing that we want to do is obviously divide it up by location. And so once we're able to divide it up by location, if we have room for more ad groups to go after their specific competitors, then we do that. And then after we have ad groups for their competitors and we have ad groups for their locations, then we would create an ad group specifically for their brand because their brand is less it's going to get us higher clicks, but we can go ahead and throw their brand into the generic ad group until we have enough budget to put it in its own ad group. So say we have $15, we're estimating around $1 per click. That means we're getting around 15 clicks per day, which means approximately we can do 3 to 4 ad groups. 4 would be kind of pushing it at the maximum. So we would say 3. So what we would actually want to do is find the locations that are going to have the highest search volume and go after those. And the way we can find search volume is if you go and watch our video on how to find high volume search terms in Google Ads Keyword Planner, you can filter by location and find the locations that are going to have the highest volume search terms. And so from there, we would probably use our 2 highest locations and target and create ads specifically for those locations. And as we get more budget, so say we get enough budget to go after all 3 states, then we would go after all 3 states. If we get enough budget to go and make another ad group, we would make another ad group targeting their competitors and keywords specifically focused on their competitors. And then we get enough money to create another ad group. We would create an ad group based around their specific brand, which it would be more remarketing towards people who already know who Chattanooga Skydiving is. And we dive into that a little bit more in our management video, so feel free to go and watch those. But that's a quick overview of how we go about dividing our keywords into different ad groups. And obviously, in future videos, we will explain how to create ads for each of these ad groups, but you will want all of these ads that are for each of these ad groups to be targeted after the specific keywords that are showing up inside those ad groups. I know it's a lot of information. Feel free to reach out if you need any help, and hope to see you in the next video.